I'm feeling really, really good, like all the time. How the heck is this happening? Is there some sort of drug I'm using? Maybe I'm prescribed some sort of mood boosters. Maybe I take ecstasy once a week. Maybe I partake in all the traditions that everyone else partakes in, drinking, smoking, vaping. But that's not it, right? How is it that I'm perpetually pleased? How am I perpetually happy? Today, guys, I'm going to what kind of entry was that? That is a very, very, very unique intro, guys. So, Semen del Piso back once again with yet another video. Beautiful skyline behind us. We really, really enjoyed ourselves as per usual. Despite what everyone has heard about this city. Oh, you know, it's incredibly violent. Oh, you might get mugged. Oh, you will get robbed. They don't like certain groups of people, and other groups of people don't like as well, and they'll treat these groups of people a certain way. In the midst of all this information, right, one still has retained a level head. The trick to that is because one has also retained his dignity and his naivety, his essence, so to speak. Today we're going to talk about how semen retention allows you to maintain your excitement in the midst of this dying, atrophying Western society, right? So let's give you a little run through about what I do in the day. I go to the gym. I wake up, albeit, you know, pretty early time. Go to the gym. I go make breakfast. I'll probably have work to do or something. I'll do some editing. I'll go outside, get involved, and then come home. I do some biking. I always try to get outside, stay outside, enjoy myself in the midst of just everything. And it's been really, really fun, honestly. Granted, I am a person that lives in the fourth dimension, right? I live here. So I am subject to all the things that could potentially happen, the risk of the things that could potentially happen living in this four-dimensional space. So I've had my fair bouts with people that seek to do me a little bit of harm, that seek to try to make me depressed and seek to try to make me sad or angry or something. This is just the way that things are in this world. For the men that are not celibate, they get swept by these tides consistently. One day they're very happy, they feel like they're on top of the world. The next day they feel very, very low, and then they allow their spouses, their girlfriends to continuously maintain and control that mood in their lives because they're moving the carrot, the ever-present, perpetually moving carrot of sexual pleasure and release. When we are celibate, gentlemen, when we are on semen retention, the carrot still does exist, but except it's being swung by some sort of divine nature, some divine being that's like, come here. And then you actually get the carrot, you enjoy yourself, and then there's another carrot made, and then you chase that as well. But then every time you are moving up towards consuming that carrot, you are slowly learning more about yourself, you are slowly ascending, you are slowly getting more control over the emotional, ever-moving nature of your mind and emotions, right, and your personality. As that's happening, you are getting closer to the objective reality and learning how to deal with the certain things of the objective reality. I'm gonna be honest, listen, I'm not saying I don't have my down days, but thinking about it, I really don't. I really enjoy myself a lot. And this has a lot to do with the God particles in the semen retention, that you retain and accumulate when you're on the practice for a long period of time, that sort of is distributed amongst your body, amongst your spirit, amongst your different systems of the body. I'm going to talk about this later on the channel, but there is this really, really intellectual author. His name was Richard Rose. He spoke about these chemicals that are found in the human semen called prostaglandins, right? I don't know if I said that correctly, but those chemicals are basically lent to the consistent upswing and bright mood of individuals that retain their semen and in essence, retain their essence, right? So we're gonna talk about that in a later video, but because of these chemicals, people that are celibate, people that are not partaking in the traditions of the world, such as drinking, such as smoking, right? Am I not allowed to do this?
Not here.
Really? So if I go on the sidewalk.
That's why all these things are here.
No, I got you. We're gonna continue this in the next side. Let's go.
Thank you.
So guys, Semen del Piso back once again. We had to move locations slightly because there are certain lines and jurisdictions that we cannot cross nor break. So we're over here, but that's still not going to take any of the efficacy of what we're trying to say. Still being in a good mood. And that's a good example, actually, because usually events that sort of take people out of their the idea of the locus of control, right, that people have with themselves is just sort of having an emotional space and boundary in order to deal with certain things that may or may not happen. Once things happen outside that locus of control, then their mood is completely broken. But it just happens. He has a job to do. He's a tax-paying individual that makes money and has to take care of his own, himself, and whoever else falls under whoever is dependent or whatever. Anyway, we're gonna continue. So that was a perfect example, right, of showing how this practice really keeps your mood in the upswing and the uptick and the consistently radiant. These prostaglandins, right, that Richard Rose sort of pinpointed, which are these chemicals that are derived from semen, when accumulated, when saved in the body through celibacy, your mood is consistently up. You do not need coffee, you do not need alcohol, you do not need vaping machines or whatever they call them, drugs, in order to feel that boost and excitement that people feel on those things, albeit for a short period of time. When you are celibate, when you are on this practice, right, you just feel completely dynamic. You feel very, very pleased. You feel ultimately satisfied. A lot of the consistent moving tides that individuals feel in regards to their emotions is because they are sort of yearning for more. They're consistently trying to get more, obtain more, take more, right? And it turns into this consistent, perpetual, eternal race trying to achieve the ever elusive. Why would you do that? You're wasting your energy, you're wasting your effort, ultimately to not be satisfied. I don't even think satisfaction is in the equation now for the individuals of this world. What I say, as per usual, you have to get on the practice of semen retention. You're celibate. Once you find that nature in yourself, once you have found that acceptance, right? Trust me, your moods are going to be great. Granted, there are the first or the second week in the practice, there tends to be a very, very irritable nature that will come out of you. You tend to get angry and you're going to react with the people in the world. That happens. You just have to get over that. That is your body acclimatizing or attempting to acclimatize to this huge influx of energy, right? That is being retained through the practice of semen retention. Maintain your seed, maintain your poise during the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long this period of anger lasts. And then there will start to be a transmutation naturally. There is no work that is required on your part, save for staying celibate and being on semen retention. In complete earnest, you are not looking at pornographic material, you are not edging, you are not releasing of any sort, there is no leakage. And then there will be these prostaglandins, right? This bits of the God particle that will start to percolate in your body that allows you to just feel a huge sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, even at your most financially and economically destitute. It's happened to me. Remember, in the beginning of this channel, lads, I had nothing. Save for a couple experiences with semen retention and the various travels that I had nothing. I didn't have the best job. I didn't have the best anything. But now everything's changed, right? In terms, like, financially, literally, economically, and all that. I've sort of entered this world, right, to some degree, right? I have benefits now. I work corporate, but my mood and my perception of it all has not changed in the slightest. For I know that these things are temporary, one, and they only serve to serve me in this my temporary, transient, ephemeral time here in this physical reality. Who cares about work, friends, and benefits? They're only supporting me. They're not going to get me closer to enlightenment. So who cares? My mood has still been the same. I am still celibate. We have been celibate for almost 9 months. We're doing extremely well. No release of any kind. And now we feel a complete sense of magnetism. The same will happen to you. We have a couple stories online of individuals being on this practice for like a month, right? A couple weeks. And they say that they have this attraction and whatnot. That's great. All those benefits are wonderful in theory, right? And just in practice, when it happens, those things are great. It's really good to know that people like you, or you feel that people are liking you, maybe albeit for some sort of spiritual, esoteric reason. But the idea, or the main thing that you should glean from this, is having the retention of those, what Richard Rose hallmarked and deemed as those prostaglandins, right? That upswing and uplift your mood, so you are not caught by the various techniques and actions of this world's Maya to bring you down and to consistently connect you with this very, very basest and low vibration in nature. You don't need coffee, my lads. You don't need drugs. You don't need alcohol. You don't need whatever else the young people are doing to make themselves feel happy today. All you need to do is concentrate, have retention, and try to learn something creative. You do that, you're gonna be fine. And with that being said, that is all I have to say to you guys today. We moved a little, as we explained a little earlier, but I hope you can still sort of see the backdrop. If you guys like that content, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with some peers. Don't ever let this place get you down. The thing is that we get really caught up in trying to follow the traditions of this world. We have very, very physically successful men teaching other men to accumulate these physical things: cars, houses, women, jewelry, right? And these are all not going to help you get into that pearly gate of enlightenment, of ascension. There's no way they're gonna help you do that. Rather, sacrifice these things. You do not need to connect to the things of this world. It is transient, it is ephemeral, and ultimately meaningless. Remove the fetters of chains and jewelry and even great jobs, for example. Release all of that and get into having nothing but being celibate, having your energy, having control over your emotional states, having control of your needs and wants and desires of this world. And you will be happy perpetually, right? You will be pleased perpetually. Nothing will destroy you, at least not in this realm, right? And stay radiant, lads. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Woo!